What's in my camera bag? Hi everyone, it's Terrence Jordans here from Midnight Reaper Productions, and today we're going to be doing a What's in my camera bag video. So my fiance actually gave me this idea to get this bag because she bought one, and she said, look at all the dividers that came with and everything, and I just thought that was nice because already at the time I had like 3 lenses, and this camera bag actually can fit like 2 DSLRs, or SLRs, whatever you want to call them. But let's open this up and see what's in my bag. The first thing you should have are camera batteries. You should keep a few on you. And the reason why I say that is because the worst thing is to be out on a shoot, you're away from home, or you're away from your studio, and you don't have any spare batteries. You only have one, and now the only shots you can take are like one and done shots, because the more shots you take, the more battery it's going to use. Also, these batteries are smaller, so the more smaller the battery, the more shorter the power, the more quicker the power were to go. If you were to shoot in a higher resolution, which I do, I shoot in 4K. Also, do not buy like off-branded name batteries. Those break, those cause fires. So just if you own a camera, like a Canon camera, if you own a Canon camera, buy Canon batteries. Next, you should have a microfiber cloth, so you can clean your lenses, you can clean your sensors, and you can just even clean your LCD screen, Never take your shirt and clean your sensor with that, or your lens. Your shirt is cotton, or as polyester may be, and how soft it might be. Your shirts are still made with pretty rough material. You have a Apple AirTag. Sorry, I almost forgot the name of it. You should always keep a tracker in your camera bag. I learned this from my cinematography professor because once when he was doing a shoot, someone stole his camera gear. So you don't want that ever to happen to you. You could have a warranty on your camera gear or whatever, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this may be money that you may not be able to get back. Next, which I also showed you guys, SD cards. Should keep as many on you as possible, because I don't know about you, but 128 gigabytes is not a lot if you're shooting in a high resolution. It's just not going to work at all. So you don't need to keep a few, because if you run out of space, there's not much you're going to be able to do if you're outside and you still need to get more shots. Next, we have the audio equipment. These are Rode Go 2 mics. Comes with a carry-on case and everything. Now these are good. These are also called lavalier mics. You can clip them onto your shirt. You can clip them on to your arm of your shirt. You can even clip them onto your pants. Whatever you want to clip them onto, but where you want it close to your mouth. But lavalier mics are good to have because whether you're shooting an interview for a documentary, or even if you're shooting any type of movie in general, if you don't have a boom mic operator, you're just going to have to be your own. You just have to clip these to your shirt, and it just makes my life easier because not everyone has a boom operator to hold a mic and to make sure that they get all the audio. It's just not going to happen. Next, you want to have these little wind blockers. These wind blockers are good because if you want to shoot outside, it will stop all that like muffling sound that you will get on the mics when you're outside shooting on a windy day. It also will help protect your mic too as well. It's very, really good for that. And also mics are just sensitive, so you gotta keep them safe, guys. Okay? And these are, little cords. You should always keep a couple of you. These are little adapter cords. You can hook them up to your camera. And the sound can go through your camera. And then you don't have to worry about, having missing audio tracks. These are also chargers that go to them. probably not a good idea to have them on the net like that. Don't be like me, be better. Then I also have a lens cap. I have extra lens caps just in case I lose them. I know this is not part of the audio part, but I forgot to mention that lens caps are very important. They help protect your lens. These are just markers. If you have, a slate board, you just want to keep extra markers on you, an eraser, so you can catch all your shots. I mean, maybe if you're, an editor or something like that, and you're not like into like shooting or whatever, you don't have to worry about the slate board. That's really for your director. But even though slate boards help you for editing, they do help the editor. But if you're not shooting and if you're not on set, you don't need a marker to write down your shots. All right, let's get into the good part here. So now we have another mic. This is more of a mini boom mic. It can mount on the top of your camera, and you can use one of these cords. You hold it up to the side of your camera, and you shove one in this end here. And then you're able to capture audio like you were if you had a boom mic operator, except that the mic is mounted onto the camera. And here's another wind blocker for it to protect the mic and to keep all that like muffling noise out of there. Next, we're going to get into my lenses. Now, if you're just starting out and you don't have enough money to get multiple lenses, I always try and tell people you don't have to buy 50,000 lenses, but you could at least have 3. 3 is a good number. It's great to have 3 different lenses for different things, for different projects, for different shoots. But if you can't afford multiple lenses right now, stick to a telephoto / zoom lens, because these type of lenses have a different variety of focal lengths. As you can see, I believe that this one goes up to 120, and it starts at 24. So it goes from 24 to 120, and that's a lot. I can get a lot of different shots with this, and you can zoom it out all the way to 120, or you can keep it at 24. You can go halfway to maybe 50, 85, 70. You can even go to 35, which is that's like a prime lens, But at least if you can't have multiple lenses right now, just focus on buying telephoto because it'll cover mostly everything. Because I'm going to be honest with you, prime lenses have a fixed focal length. Like this one's 16. You can't really do much with 16. This is just a lens for sharpness and just maybe to get the best images that you want up close. It's not really something good for long range. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I would have at least a prime lens with a fixed focal length. That's maybe f2.8. And then we have that 35 focal length that I was talking about. This is also a wide angle lens as well. This one has fixed focal length. Now, for the best part, my favorite part as a cinematographer and a director, we have the camera body. So I have a Canon R8. It's a newer Canon. I believe it came out in 2024. I don't remember the month, but it's really brand new. It's more of a compact camera. It's smaller than some of your other models, like the R6 and the R5. That was a little bit more heavier. And, I have used this for my last 2 recent films. And to be honest with you, I haven't really looked back at any other camera that I've had before in the past. All those other cameras and those lenses cannot compete to the Canon R series. The Canon R series, which R stands for resolution, is the best right now for Canon, just in general. Now, you may differ if you're a veteran, filmmaker, and you've been shooting with like Red or whatever, but I'm just gonna be honest, like that is like the best right now. Now, I am starting to get into Sony because Sony is getting more industry standard, but don't be, discouraged. If you really want a Canon, and even if you're a photographer watching this, if you really want a Canon, then go for a Canon. But if you really want to get into industry and you want to work for like these big companies like Paramount, Sony, of course, and anything like that, or even like Peacock or Amazon, Apple, they're gonna want you to have Sony. So, particularly the Sony FX3 or the Sony FS6. So I actually do have a GoPro. Again, shout out to my cinematography professor, Tim Gears. He brought in a GoPro one time into class, and I was really into it, so I had to go buy one. Also, we were doing a dream sequence project at the time, and this was the perfect little gadget to shoot a dream sequence project with. It's got like a really wide angle lens. It's amazing. I do have a gimbal as well, but I'm still learning how to use that, so I'm not gonna really show it. I have a DJI mini gimbal, but I'm still learning how to use it. So, but yeah, this is my camera bag. I don't think I forgot anything, but I also have a list that I'm going to put down. Like, it's gonna be a link. I'm gonna attach it to this video because so many people keep asking me, specifically on social media, what's the best camera for this? What's the best camera for streaming? What's the best dash cam? What's the best this camera? Because everyone knows I'm really into cameras, and everyone knows I really want to be a cinematographer one day. Well, technically, I already am. I've done it. But I really want to be a DP one day. Yeah, that's it for this video. And honestly, you don't need all this expensive gear to film great films, to film great videos. Really, honestly, right now, I'm filming this video on the newest iPhone. And even an old iPhone will do, because they have amazing cameras already. There's 3 different, basically, camera lenses in your camera right now. You have a telephoto, you have a wide angle, and you also have even though you don't know it yet, you have a prime angle lens. So, use your iPhone. It's good. It's a useful tool. Just use your smartphone in general. If you have a Samsung, use it and start making movies. Because if you wait, nothing ain't gonna come to you. So a lot of this stuff is, production stuff that's in here. But if you're into post-production, and another thing to add to your bag would be a MacBook Pro. MacBook Pros are good for editing. They're good for making call sheets. They're good for making multiple drafts of scripts. Like if you're into like screenwriting and stuff like that. I started off as a screenwriter, and honestly, having the right tools, like a good laptop, the right, and plan all your movies is good. Now, there's one last thing. I know I said that's it for this video, but I have one more thing that may help you. I don't have it in this camera bag. I don't have it at all, but I'm going to be buying it soon. It's the Director's Viewfinder. If you're a person that likes to go on location scouts, and if you are a director in general, you're going to want a Director's Viewfinder. It kind of works like a camera. It kind of works like the sensor of your camera and the iris of your camera as a whole. It's this little tiny gadget. You just put it up to your eye, and when you're location scouting or you're trying to find the right shot, maybe for like if you're like imagining like a fight scene happening in the alley, maybe you want to know how wide of a lens you want. Well, you just screw around with like the focal length from your viewfinder, and you just put it up to your eye and you just see what works. It's like a good tool, especially if you're having a hard time like trying to imagine something and you're a little bit indecisive. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.